Marcos supporters say, move on. This is akin to saying, forgive and forget. This form of sentiment is the most moral approach inasmuch that it is biblical when God said, forgive or else I will not forgive you. This is elaborated in the Gospel. Logically, to forgive must necessitate forgetting, because if you won't forget, there will always be blame, thus it defeats the very idea of forgiveness. With blame, there is no actual forgiveness. In this sense, once you do not move on and forget, there will always be blame, and that isn't a proper way to forgive. Forgiveness has no trace of blame with it. Let's read. Philippians 2:15. 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Unquote. To be blameless is a Christian aspiration, and will fully materialize in times of our spiritual perfection. Let's read. 2 Corinthians 13:9. 9. For we are glad, when we are weak, and ye are strong, and this also we wish, even your perfection. Unquote. So to forgive and forget is God's will, and must be applicable inasmuch as Christians are going into that direction of spiritual perfection. So why are you not doing it? Because you're not Christians. The anti-Marcos proponents of justice say, there is no moving on without acknowledgement and justice. The thing is, why would the Marcos acknowledge the past as a Marcos fault when there was no sufficient proof to implicate the late Marcos, as in martial law abuses? Nothing of a direct link connected him to any personal involvement, so why acknowledge it as a Marcos fault? It's the military's fault, yes indeed, but how does that involve Marcos? Only in matters of command responsibility, but that isn't valid in terms of biblical reality. So being Christians, what is there to acknowledge as Marcos' fault? None. Biblically, guilt is from a personal wrongdoing, and that command responsibility is null and void. So why require justice from something null and void? Let's read. Ezekiel 18:19-20. 19. Yet say ye, why doth not the Son bear the iniquity of the Father? When the Son hath done that which is lawful and right, and hath kept all my statutes, and hath done them, he shall surely live. 20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The Son shall not bear the iniquity of the Father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. Unquote. Meaning, we are accountable on our personal wrongdoings and not of other men's fault. So on martial law abuses, what is there to acknowledge when biblically, Marcos is not accountable for other men's fault? And what justice? I don't think these proponents of pseudo-justice actually know what it means to be just, being empty-handed regarding things they accused Marcos of, right? They will say, 20 years of abuses is clear-cut evidence to his guilt. The thing is, how should you prove it? By hunches, by suspicion, by delusion. You cannot see the bigger picture. You have snippets of reality. How do you think an incomplete data or snippets of reality can guarantee a certain conclusion? It cannot, therefore, what have you got other than mere suspicion? So are you claiming, there must be justice based on your suspicion? Ridiculous. Next, they would say, return all ill-gotten wealth including everything you inherited. The thing is, the court is the authority on such thing, yet it is silent regarding any ill-gotten wealth as present financial liability. No court ever said that there were inherited ill-gotten wealth. Did Bong inherit ill-gotten wealth? No court ever said anything in that regards, so the thing about ill-gotten wealth is finished business. It's a matter of the past and that these were confiscated already, and nothing of it is an issue with the court speaking of present time, so it's done. The court has been silent for a long time, wherein two Aquino transpired as president, yet where is the court to decide in their favor? None. It was finished business already. So what do you mean by, there is no moving on unless there is acknowledgement and justice? People like you aren't Christians, as you do not recognize the Christian ethics of forgive and forget. But applying critical thinking, it's clearly a manifest how the proposal of acknowledgement and justice is simply a scorn man's excuse to hate, and hating the Marcos profusely. Guys, I'm not saying to forget the abuses. I'm simply saying, stop blaming the Marcos. Be Christian, forgive and forget. When God said, forgive or else I will not forgive you, He has not given any condition. He didn't say, justice first before forgiveness. It's categorical in such that there was no condition, therefore, it must be unconditional forgiveness. Whether there is remorse or not, Christians forgive. Whether there is justice or not, Christians forgive. And as ethical ground, forgiveness is absent of blame, thus Christians too must forget. Thank you.